Welcome to this Haiku screencast. And in this screencast I want to show you how you can work productively with the Haiku system by simply using hotkeys. So the first thing that I want to show you is basic window management by using some hotkeys. I will open up some windows and some applications. And as you can see, now I have an media player application running and the tracker window application running. If I want to switch without using the mouse from the media player window or the media player application to one of the tracker windows, I can do so by simply pressing Ctrl Tab once, and this will switch to my lastly opened or lastly used open window of the tracker application, and twice it will go back to the media player application. But what if I want to switch directly to my home folder window that's opened in the tracker application? I just can do so by pressing Ctrl Tab and hold it until the Twitcher appears. This is this little box here. I need to hold the Control key so that it won't disappear. I can now navigate through this Twitcher by pressing the left and right arrow keys to switch between applications, and I can even switch between open windows of an application by just pressing the up and down arrows on your keyboard, and you can see here I can then switch directly to the home window of the tracker application. Of course, the Twitcher also works with the mouse, so I can simply navigate here with the mouse, but the keyboard shortcuts are much way faster to use in this content. So now I have a media player running. What if I want to start another instance of a media player or another instance of an application that's already running? I can do so by pressing Alt and N, and it will open up a new media player. With Alt and O I can open up the open file dialog, and I can then with my cursor keys navigate through this open file dialog and just simply open up this MP4 file here, this video file, and now you can see I have a video running. I can navigate through this window with my cursor keys again. With the space bar I can pause the video and play it again. With Alt and I can show me the file information on this particular file. If I want to close a window, I can just press Alt and W. This will close this window. It will not close this, the media player application, only the window that's currently in focus. If I want to close every media player application, I can just do so by pressing Alt and Q, and as you can see, my video and my audio file were closed. The media player application was closed. So I can do so also the same thing on the file management. So if I want to close every window of my file manager, I just can press Alt Q and it will close every window. But now to some very cool stuff. Virtual workspaces, basically. So you might have encountered this, that you have many open different applications, might have opened a lot of applications and it took space on your primary desktop, but you want now to have another full screen application running to make something like, for example, the browser. So normally you would switch between those applications, but this is a little bit outdated, I would say. We now have the processing power so that we can use several different virtual desktops, and Haiku provides those virtual desktops, and you can switch easily with the key combination Alt and then the F keys. For example, I will now switch to my second desktop by pressing Alt F2, and you can see my second desktop, which has another background, and the third desktop has another one, and the fourth desktop as well. So now I can open up some other applications here and here, But what if I have an application on my desktop 1 that I want on my desktop 2? I can simply go with my mouse on the title bar, press and hold just like I want to move this window. So as you can see, I'm moving the window, pressing and holding the left mouse key, and then simply with Alt F2 switch to my second desktop, and as you can see, it will drag the window with it. So now I have this window on my second virtual desktop. So this is pretty cool, isn't it? So this is basic window management in Haiku. And by the way, if you have applications like, for example, the media player running on several different windows, several different virtual desktops, and you want to close them all up, you can also use the Alt Q key. So on the fourth one, there's no media player showing. So this is quite handy, but now I want to show you a new kind of style how to navigate through your file system by simply using the tracker. And let me switch this to the list view here. So let's pretend I have the one tracker window open. I want to, without using the mouse, so I will throw the mouse out of the desktop. Without using the mouse, want to navigate through my file system. There are many different ways. One way, in a big structured, folded, clustered folder, you have the option to just type in the first letters of your folder that you want to go in, like for example, I want to go to the wallpaper folder. I just type VA. As you can see down left in the tracker window, it appears shortly the key combinations that are pressed, and it will mark those matched, searched and find folder. And with enter I can just open up this folder here. Then I can navigate again with my cursor keys here through the different files. I can see the information of this file, like the file permissions by pressing Alt and I again, and closing this window with Alt W. I can, if I want to edit this background image here that I have, I can simply create a backup of this by pressing Alt and D. This will duplicate this image file, and then I can work on the duplicate. I also have the option to search for a file. If I'm uncertain about a file or where it is stored, I can just press Alt and F and will open up the search box, and I can start typing and searching for a file like my MP4 file. Search it, use the arrow keys again, press enter, and I can open up the media player again here. As you can see, this works pretty nice and pretty fast if you have learned all those shortcuts. But how can you learn all those shortcuts? First of all, there are lots of shortcuts instructions, hotkeys instructions on bsly.de if you want to take a look at there. But in every application there are also some explanations and some advices on how to use shortcuts. Simply go with your mouse on one of the menu items here, like for example the file menu, and you can see the action on the left and the shortcut or the hotkey combination that you have to press on the right. So pressing Alt O will open up an column marked file, for example. Of course, enter will do this as well. You have the option to edit the name by pressing Alt E, and you can then edit the name. Isn't that cool? At least if you can type. And you have some other shortcuts here, like move to trash, Alt T, but of course there are also easier shortcuts, like pressing the delete key on your keyboard. It will move it to the trash directly. If you want to delete a file directly without moving it to the trash, just hold the shift key and then press delete, and it will ask you if you really want to delete permanently this file or want to move it to the trash. So I will cancel this one here. And this is basically, yeah, not all. There's also one cool window management, but I only found it in the file manager here, so it might be also a feature only of the file manager. If you have a file manager open window like this and you have many applications, many windows, many items in the window, and the window is a little bit too small to see everything, you want to optimize the window, you have one way to do this by pressing here. It will optimize, as you can see, or you can just use the key combination Alt and J. Normally it should work. Alt and Y, not J. So I cannot read my notes, as you can see here. So this is basically everything for this screencast. I showed you how to use hotkeys in Haiku to make your work much more productive, and I hope you enjoyed this screencast, and thanks for watching, and until the next time.